Hey everybody, it is Jeff here. I've had a lot of people inquire about a couple things that are going to be going on for fall and for next year. And I wanted to do a live feed and record it while I do it so people know what's going on. Everybody knows that we will be having fall events for the Marine Corps League. Everybody knows that I'm part of the Marine Corps League. I'm the commandant of the Marine Corps League for right now. But there's also, I work with truckers and trucking companies for a living. And so on our YouTube channel, we will be actually doing different segments with different types of trucks. What I found out is people really like these big rigs, okay? From everywhere to these really beautiful older trucks all the way to the modern everyday trucks. And in Quincy, even though I travel around the United States and I'm getting ready to travel more, and I apologize I haven't been able to do more. It's the coronavirus, everybody's home. My opinions on it don't really matter. It's the people that I'm around that I don't ever want to make sick or anything else. And a lot of people know that in my private life, a couple of the things that I do and I've done for years is I work with and I help with people with muscular dystrophy in the swimming pools. There's only a few people that actually know what I do like that, just because like I said, there's a lot of what I do that's online that I put out there for people to know, but a lot of the stuff that I do, I basically, it's nobody's business because it's something that I do for them. But just so you know right now, is I also work with autistic kids. I volunteer with that. Everybody knows I do stuff with the Soapbox Derby. I plan on doing even more next year with it by I want to try to go over to Ohio to the actual big event. I want to take a group of us over there. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to take over our Marine Corps League cars, our POW cars, and the American Legion cars, the National Guard car, and represent Quincy with some of the best that we have, which is our military that are here in Quincy, but also not just that, but to put on a good show, showing, because the Breakfast Optimist Club has been phenomenal. Ray Wilson has done an outstanding job. This year, trying to raise money was a little more difficult. So I actually put everything we were raising towards next year because you have to hit so many. I was doing my best. I did the best I could. Anyway, I off topic here. So in the fall this year, we will be going to the pumpkin patches and showing those. We'll be doing things with truckers. We will be going over the different military units and introducing you to, here in my hometown, I want to show a different side of my hometown, which there's a reason. Everybody like, why'd you come down? You got a lot of, well, no matter what you do, there's always going to be somebody against you in life. And that's what I try to tell everybody. You got to keep fighting. And you know what? If I'm going through the worst, that means anybody else that I know never has to go through it. So anything I tell them, they can get through pretty easy. And I'm not afraid to tell everybody the stuff I've done. I failed so many times that it's funny, because if you can learn, I would rather go to all the different things I've done and talk to everybody that's failed. I want to know about everybody's failures. The reason why is because then we know what not to do in life. And that's what I try to do. Okay, I digress though. So there's also a lot of businesses. I'm going to go back to them and do something a little bit different with the businesses, because I actually want to know what the businesses do. And one of the things that I've witnessed is we were doing some stuff for the Illinois Veterans, some of the Marine Corps League was, and in the Marine Corps League, we've got a lot of younger guys now, but we also have a lot of older Marines that they just are there to do good. And, we bicker and squabble like everybody else, but we get our missions done every time. One of the things we want to do, and we're working on right now, but Corona came up, and, well, we all know what happened to Corona, is we were going to raise money for a couple new vehicles for the Illinois Veterans Home. They're going through some big changes, and we also wanted to get a gazebo and whatever for Sunset Cemetery that is over at the Illinois Veterans Home. And one of the ideas we had was, instead of going out and purchasing a vehicle, Quincy has like companies like Knapide and Titan Wheel, and we've got some of the monsters of industry. And one of the greatest things about Quincy is also some of our history has to do with, like, we've created things here in Quincy people don't even know about. So when we went and talked to a couple of the business owners, that they make vehicles, they make tires, they do all these different things. And when we went into them, we didn't go in to sell them anything or to ask them for money. We actually asked them for their product. And you would think that, a nuclear bomb just went off somewhere and they were just stunned. They're like, and they actually said, no one's ever asked us for a product. They just want our money, and then they go buy somebody else's product. And the men and women in the Marine Corps League, we were like, why do we not use the product of our local hometown heroes? We have some of the greatest factories in our town. And whenever you go out, you get to see these guys, and they build trucks, they build, they work paint lines. You've got a lot of different places. And I apologize for not being able to say them all right off the hand. I just don't want to say too many companies because we're working with them right now. And it not only brought all of our costs down, but they can take pride in the vehicles are being used right here in their hometown, which is just awesome. And so we're going to be doing a lot of that. And a lot of these companies, they may not be working with us on things, but I want to show you the products that are coming out of Quincy, out of Galesburg, out of Hannibal. Why do tourists come to Hannibal every year, And I've learned that things like any books written by Mark Twain or Samuel Clemens are starting to be banned in schools and stuff like that. Yet it's one of our nation's histories of what we grew up on. And so we're going to start actually doing the fun part instead of just talking to people. We're actually going to go do it. There's also ghost tours in Hannibal. They got the JCs. Now, a lot of stuff's going to come out of Keokuk, Quincy, and Hannibal, Galesburg. I know next year I'm going to be doing some stuff with the Arch in St. Louis. And we're going to be going to all these. Also, all the zoos and all the different fun things you can do. The only difference is we are changing our platform a little bit. I've actually had a platform. It's just because I'm doing it personally. And I developed a huge following on YouTube. I get that. And I had my share of compliments and criticism. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a little stuff a little bit more professional. We are going to be working with a young lady out of California, if everything goes right. She's a Marine. And I asked her to help me with some of my video editing and actually do some of the events we have. So we're going to bring her into Quincy. The reason why she's a Marine, she's freaking awesome. She's just a really good person. A lot of people you'll find out that I'm going to be working with are military throughout the United States. One of the things I'm going to get up with Chief, I'm going to get up with my buddy Tim. He's a full-blooded Cherokee Indian, and just learn about his customs and cultures and the things that he does. And right now he's doing things on Facebook just to calm people down. And I served with him in the Marine Corps. He was in my platoon. He's a friend of mine. He's my brother. He's also in business with me and stuff like that. But he saw a need to try to get out there and, say different things, do different things to get people to reach out to those. And we don't just try to reach out to military. We try to reach out to everybody. I know that there are some really great people at KHQA and WGEM and the Herald Whig and all these people that are always looking for great stories. So we're getting ideas from them and going off of, the stories they can't necessarily put on because they only got a time limit. And we're going to see if they will help us put more live feeds out there so it's a little bit for everybody. I'm not news, okay? But I do try to get out the information of things important, like we had early voting starting today. All right, but so for the fall schedule, not only are we going to do the motivation that I've had some people ask me to bring back reading again because they actually get to read or they listen while I'm reading a book. And I always tell people, go to Audible or something like that and get it. But if not, I will read it because like I said, I practice what I preach. Consistency is key to everything in life. Hopefully, though, in 2021, I'll be able to show you guys Camp Lejeune. And I will show you guys maybe Camp Pendleton. I'm going to try to do at least 6 states a year and actually go to them. And if not more. And a lot of that I'm going to be able to do is because I'm going to be doing a trucking circuit, meaning I'm going to a lot of trucking shows, a lot of fairs, a lot of carnivals with the job that I do. But it'll also get me a chance to show people different things that are going on in the United States and right here in our local hometown. The guy off Cheers used to do, Larry the Cable Guy, and what's his name off Cheers? Anybody out there can help me out with this. It was... it was Cliff Clavin. I forgot what his real name is. But anyway, he did a thing where they did different things, travel around the United States, showing different things that people did. While I'm working, meaning what I do with truckers and military and families and legal. I'm going to show you all these little small towns. I'm going to show you what the TV won't, because of how great and what I grew up. Everybody always asks me, why'd you go back to Quincy? Because it's my home, and because the people in Quincy are awesome. You're never going to get along with everybody. I get that. But my hometown, I'm blessed for being here. I've got a great family. And so one of the things, because I come from a farm family, is I'm going to go to different farms and show you guys what they do on the farm, show you the things that we learned growing up. Other things, the events. I'm hoping to get in the color run this year, or in the turkey run. Glenn Swick does a run with a lot of people, and he also puts the event over at the Illinois Veterans Home, the Tri-State Warrior Run, which we help with every year. And so that'll be going on for this fall. We're also going to have bands go out to the Veterans Home, because residents can't come out to go to the dances like normal. So we're going to bring the bands to them, and we're going to put it on the back of a wagon and actually pull it around the Veterans Home so they can at least get the music. We do have our breakfast and sausage event coming up with the Marine Corps League. We will get you more information on that. And like I said, we need some big showings for this. So we figured out a way of doing things that do not interfere with coronavirus, that actually, kind of keep people spaced apart. I roll my eyes at it a lot because, like I said, we are always going to take care of the general public. But instead of not doing something, we just found a different way to do it. Just like everybody was learning to do Zooms and stuff this year. People never used to do them before. Pumpkin patches, apples. We're going to be doing a lot more baking this year. You're going to see a lot more of me. I know a lot of people have questions about my daughter. She's just growing up. It's simple as that. She's a beautiful young lady. She's getting older and everything else. And, when they get older, it's her choice on what she wants to do. Nothing will ever be forced. A lot of times I do the videos with her because it's not really for her. It's to show everything that we do and try to gain support for the different events or parades we're doing, or activities, or, trying to raise money for something for a good cause. And usually I have something to do with those causes, even though I'm just a volunteer. So things like Fishing for Freedom, autism awareness time. I got a lot of friends that got kids with autism and stuff, and they're awesome. Veterans that have been wounded and hurting, and, they're on disability, or just people that are old and lonely. We're also going to be starting up a reading program at the Vets Home, and we're going to need some people for that. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Teen Court, but years ago when Teen Court came to Quincy, we were asked to beta test it. In other words, we were asked to be the first on the Teen Court. They were trying it out. They're experimenting with it. Me, my friend Paul, I think Charlie. There was a handful of us, and we were the judge and jury of any kid that got in trouble. And we did it over at the Vets Home, and we were actually the pioneers for that, which is pretty cool. Bob Havermill is one of the main reasons why we have Fishing for Freedom in Quincy. So we're going to get to the roots of what all these different things are, but it's going to be fun. And videos like this that I'm doing now, the information ones, is just to let you know what we're going to be doing. And a lot of it is also coming from what I learned from Dr. Patrick McGinley. He had a story once, and he almost didn't get the story. A lot of people don't know about it, and I'm going to tell it real quick so you understand that sometimes the stories we don't go after are the stories that we should be going after, or sometimes if we do not reach out. And he had a similar situation. A lot of people didn't know, but he wrote, he was taking all World War II veteran stories down, and he was writing all this, he was doing interviews, and all that's over at the Quincy Public Library now, of all the hard work he did by interviewing every single World War II vet he could. And when he put a close to it, one of his literally neighbors across the street came up to him and said, you were doing all those interviews for me. And Dr. McGinley was like, of course. And this guy never had a mean thing to say in his life, but he's like, how come you never got my story? And the guy actually asked him, and he goes, I didn't know you had a story. And he goes, yeah, I was, he was a colonel in the Army. And he goes, oh, well, let's talk. And so he interviewed him and everything. It was one of the last stories he did. And it turned out this particular person was in charge of the Red Line. Now, a lot of people may not know what the Red Line is, but you've heard quotes from the Red Line, even though you don't know where they come from. And what it was when Patton was in Northern Africa, and he was going through Africa so fast that his advancements during World War II, he sent a line back there like, you need to slow down. We can't keep up. And he basically said, send fuel and bullets. The soldiers can eat their belts, because he was moving so fast, advancing on the Germans, that this red line, the supply lines couldn't keep up. And he's the one that wrote the letter, or Patton wrote the letter to him, and he wrote it back, and he had that original letter. And it's a neat story because the red line is that, there's all kinds of quotes from it, but he would never got that story if somebody didn't speak up. And that's one of the cases where somebody spoke up, and it's a pretty neat story. So maybe I can get into the archives and teach you about these guys and go one step further than what Patton did. Take his research and take it and then put it out there for the public, if they'll allow me to do it, because it's over at the Quincy Public Library. But I would like to actually go through and do a project like that. A couple other things this fall. Like I said, we're closing up the garden now. We are going to be in the we're going to go for the hottest wings again this year. Big Brother Barbecue will be part of that. People on Facebook, I would like to actually just talk with you guys one-on-one, just to see where you're at in life, how you're doing. Ask you and be totally open and honest about your successes and failures, and maybe we can find maybe what you have to say can benefit somebody. And then what I'll do is I'll put everything on YouTube like I usually do, and I'll break it down in segments, and we'll make them better. My videos are not always the greatest. I started as an amateur, and I had my reasons for doing what I did. All were good, but we're past that stage now, so now we're going to do some more stuff. And just doing hometown things, throughout the United States, but from a different angle. And hopefully, like I said, all this stuff's going to be preserved for years on out. But instead of going after the news and the conspiracy theories, I want to show people the good. And as I'm working and I'm going to these different places, I'm going to show you what these different places are like. And hopefully, I can get you to all 50 states. My goal is to actually have interviews in all 50 states, have business in all 50 states within the next 2 to 3 years. And that is my 3-year goal right now. And so that's why I'm going to do it. So, like I said, if you guys have any ideas of something you'd like me to do, or you want to try out, inbox me. I'm here. I'm a live person. I'm real. I'm flesh and blood. And like I said, if people they don't have to watch. As simple as that. It's my channel, and you don't have to watch. But I will promise you, there's not going to be any type of nudity or some extreme violence, or we're not going to get into politics. I really do want to do good for others, and I really do want to help as many people as I can. But I also want to encourage people that nothing in life is for free. If you want respect, you have to dress for respect. You have to demand respect. No one's going to respect you if they don't know you. No one's going to respect you just because of your name. So respect is something that is earned. So are jobs, so are going back to college and classes, and everything's a possibility. And I want to also interview an awesome tattoo artist, Adam Fenton, and then several other awesome tattoo artists. And like I said, we'll go from there, and maybe even try to get the mayor to do an interview again and everything, for no other reason than to do it. As simple as that, to basically preserve everything we do in the past and just show people how great, people can be. And I figure, if you watch, you watch, you won't. And they were not going to be as long as this. I'm going to try to keep everything under just a few minutes. You like to prefer to keep everything underneath 10 minutes. But that's kind of what the fall is going to look like. Like I said, Corona ruined 2020. But 2021, we're planning on being bigger and better. In order to maintain that, I made sure to keep everything in place that we were going to do this year, but I just passed it on to next year. That being said, I hope you all are having a great evening. I will be putting this on YouTube, and I will be putting this on Instagram, LinkedIn, and also, of course, I'm on Facebook right now. So, like I said, I think the next couple weeks people are going to need more positives, because it's going to get an ugly bloodbath with the elections and the negativity going on. So let's see if we can brighten everybody's day. And I'll take you to a bunch of churches, and I'll show you some awesome homes, some awesome businesses. And like I said, we'll go from there. And I'll just go off of you guys' ideas, what you guys would like for me to do next. Carolina Reapers, I don't know if I'm going to eat any more this year or not. They're so hot this year. I ate the one and it was not even all the way. They're just hot, and it hurts for about a week. And I'm not kidding on that. But if I'm sending, I'll send a bunch of my friends. Then I'll send them to you for free if I got enough. I don't care. I don't want to. I've never charged for them. Just because, like I said, I just like the idea of having the hottest peppers, I guess. Anyway, y'all have a great evening tonight. And if there's anything you guys want me to do each night or each day or, at certain points, let me know. Because I will use this platform for positive. I'll use it for business. And I will use it just to let you know you matter every single day. And you do. So, like I said, God bless you guys. I hope you all are having a great evening. I think the world of each and every one of you. And like I said, we can only better ourselves by being open to listen and help others. And that's how we get better. And when we say listen, it's kind of like if you listen to somebody's failure, you won't repeat it. In other words, that's making you a better person. So go where you're celebrated, not tolerated, and I will talk with you guys later. Don't be a stranger. Say hi. Inbox me every once in a while. If you have to, send me a text. I love hearing from people. I feed off of people. And like I said, no matter how bad things get, I'm always going to be open and honest with everybody. Because I think the world needs that right now. I think the world needs to know that, people are capable of good and they're capable of coming together to do the right thing for the right reason in the right way. So, all right, everybody. I will talk with y'all later. For all my Marine Corps brothers out there, you guys are awesome. You're always in my prayers, Semper Fi. To my Marine Corps family, men and women. I served with men, but men and women that are Marines. Guess what? A Marine's a Marine. Doesn't matter if you're man, woman, black, white. Doesn't matter who you are, what religion you are. Marines have one name, Marine. But I also am blessed to have soldiers, Army, Navy, Coast Guard. You guys take care of each other, and you guys are awesome, and you guys are heroes. The Sheriff's Department, you guys are heroes. Police Department, you guys are heroes. Nurses, school teachers, factory workers, you guys are all heroes. And that being said, y'all have a great evening. All right, everybody. Bye.